everybody, welcome to Savi's Palette. My name is Savita and today I want to share with you all a recipe for this baked Nippatu or baked savory crackers. And in Bangalore there's a bakery called Srinivasa Bakery who makes the very best savory crackers or baked Nippatu with onions and green chilies in it. And my all-time favorite snack, and I always wanted to recreate that. But it's made with all-purpose flour, and so I had to find alternatives which is gluten-free. And this, I've been trying many different flours and recipes, but I think this one is my all-time favorite, where I use a finger millet flour, but not the regular finger millet flour, but I use this what's called Ragi, huri, hittu. It's a finger millet which is roasted and powdered, and this actually really makes a very delicious Nippatu. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to talk to you about the measurements and what I add as and when we add it. So I have my mixing bowl here, and to this I'm going to add half a cup of the Ragi huri flour, and we'll add half a cup of rice flour, half teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon dill powder, 1 teaspoon salt. So these are all the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix this well. So we'll add 1 cup of finely chopped onions, about a tablespoon of finely chopped curry leaves, 4 green chillies finely chopped, 2 tablespoons of cilantro finely chopped. Let's give this all a nice mix. To this we'll add 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and this has been warmed for about 30 seconds in the microwave, and we'll just add this and mix this. Now to this I'm going to add some warm water. I have about half a cup of water here, and I'll slowly add that to make a dough. Add just a little bit of water at a time and keep mixing till you form a nice dough. You want to make sure it doesn't become too watery, and when you press it together you need to get a nice ball like this. I'm going to add just a little bit more. So this shouldn't take more than half a cup of water. There, your dough is ready. Let this rest for about 5 to 10 minutes and then pat it out into our crackers for baking. Okay, here I have my baking tray which is lined with a foil, and to this I have coated the foil with a thin layer of olive oil. And to start your patting, so I put oil in my hand so I can easily pat out the crackers, and I take just about this much, make it into a ball, place it. So I take a little bit more oil and go ahead and pack this into a thin cracker like this. Don't want to make it too thin, but you can get a fairly thin cracker out of this. So this does not increase in size, so you can go ahead and make them fairly close to each other. As long as they don't touch each other, you're good. So now that they are patted out, the most critical step is to make some holes using a fork. And I usually go on straight up and go. This is very, very important so that it doesn't bubble up. All right, so let's pop it into the oven, and we're going to bake it 15 minutes at 350. All right, the first batch is ready, and let's take it out and see how it looks. You can see how the onions have browned. That is indicating to you that it's perfectly done. So we'll wait for this to cool. So I'm going to take this and place it on this plate for it to cool. And while that is cooling, we're going to go ahead and bake the next batch. So once it cools for about 5 minutes, it comes off real easy. Check it out. Nice and thin savory cracker or baked Nippatu. Come off without breaking. Nice and beautiful. There you go. Let's go ahead and finish up the batch and then give it a taste. I'm taking out the last batch of the baked Ragi Nippatu out. So look how nice it comes out, nice and thin. The key here is to have the same thickness for all your Nippatu and crackers, so they get baked evenly. And in terms of the thickness, it's very, very critical. If you have a little bit thicker portion in the middle, that part doesn't get as crunchy. And so you will have to adjust your temperature based on the thickness of your Nippatu. And of course, based on the type of oven, because if you're going to bake this in a bigger oven, you may have to modify the time and temperature. So for example, this piece here has a little bit of thickness here, and see it's like not fully baked. And whereas if it's nice and thin, so here it is, the most delicious baked finger millet crackers or Ragi Nippatu, baked Nippatu with spiced up with onions, green chilies, and cilantro and some dill powder. Let's go ahead and taste this now along with some hot chai. Okay, I'm all set to taste my Ragi Nippatu, and I have my chai ready. The tea goes so well with the tea. Let's give it a quick taste, and I want to show you how crunchy it is. Can you hear the crunch? Very, very delicious. And the spices, the green chili, the onion, the cilantro, they all come together very well. Really need that double the onion like you saw. I added half cup each of the ragi flour, rice flour, and 1 whole cup of finely chopped onions. The onions are the key, and the dill adds a very nice flavor to this. I have to tell you, this tastes almost as close as the Srinivasa Bakery Nippatu. It's really that yummy. This is clearly gluten-free, which is delightful for me. I hope you all get to try this out and let me know how you like it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching Suri's Palette. Bye-bye.